5 female artists from Romania and 5 from Germany present some of their work. 10 subjective positions with their own view of the world. Works from 2 cultures, and yet, at first glance, it is not obvious which works were created in Romania and which in Germany. Art is a language that is understood worldwide. It overcomes language barriers and national borders. Art is international. In her object from the series Begegnungen, Encounters, Christine Huss depicts a moment of pause, a dance-like gesture within a flowing movement. The parallelism of the postures suggests a successful encounter. Encounter always has to do with touch, whether real or virtual, whether lines and forms are touching each other, or emotions. Due to the technique of the silhouette, the figures win conciseness through their contour. People are the preferred theme in Ligia Smarandakis' artistic work. Her field is the experimental documentary film. In this video still, from her film Passage to Nowhere, a woman in a shiny red dress is walking along an underground passage. Her upright, brisk walk and her flowing dress stand in striking contrast to the empty, sober passage in artificial light. Ria Hochmann works with the medium of photography. These 4 shots from her series Balkon Wien all show the same section. A single person standing on a balcony of a modern high-rise building, either smoking, talking on the phone, or turning away. What moves them? What is hidden behind the facade? In unspectacular motives, for example this high-rise office building that could be found anywhere in the world, Ria Hochmann captures the uniformity of big cities, the atmosphere of anonymity. Since the earliest times, man has created objects from clay. Ceramist Elisa Stützle-Siegsmund focuses on the material in its original function. Her works, named Große Kugelformen, resemble vessels, but stripped of their useful purpose. Instead, the artist sees in them an abstraction of the body. Prints and impressions leave their traces on the ceramic surface, like life leaves its imprints on the human body. Texture and color complete the sculpture. The simplicity of the forms is contrasted by a wide variety of surface textures and treatment of the material. Vessels with a lid. This is how Lucia Lobont calls a series of 15 cylindrical forms, 3 of which can be seen here. They serve as vehicles for imaginative processing and design. On the lid of each cylindrical form, figures rise up like small sculptures. These figures correspond with the design on the surfaces of the cylinders. A fairy tale, enchanted world. Literature is a source of inspiration for Lucia Lobont's fable world, which she turns into vessels that tell stories. Grit Schumacher's primary and guiding theme is color, the experimental handling of the medium itself. How do colors influence each other? How do they interact? In her current works from the series Flora, Grit Schumacher uses a translucent and color-fast ink. The moving forms spread out on the smooth paper surface in a free flow, as if created from colored light. Her works remind us of the fact that color emerges from light. A partly controlled, partly aleatory process creates pure color phenomena. Transparency and opacity, the interplay between concealing and making visible, is the theme of Anna Christina Marian's painting. Her work, Entropic Gravity, Vibration, is determined by moving traces of color, sweeping painting gestures, and multi-layered structures. For the painter, opacity and clarity are poles which also determine social life through their opposing energy. She translates this energy into pure, informal painting. Dana Fabini uses a variety of media in her artistic work. In her interdisciplinary way of working, they merge fluidly. In concrete poetry, too, form and content, language and visual design form a unity. In her text painting Zeichnung, Fabini arranges and designs the lines of writing in such a way that the text itself becomes an image. The Romanian and German text lines represent the two worlds in which Fabini is equally at home, and they reflect life experiences in both Eastern and Western Europe. Motettenvariation. The title of this work by Chris Popovich arouses curiosity. When you take a close look, you'll notice that the orange stain in the perfect round of the mattress fabric reveals the carrier element, an old vinyl record and its label. In this object, the perfect roundness of the record is a constructive element. The floral pattern of the worn mattress fabric, which is torn and frayed around the hole in the middle, runs counter to this. This breakthrough disturbs the order, creating tension and irritation. An organic, irregular round takes up the center of the picture in Gloria Vreme-Moser's work, The Navel of the Earth. The round is filled with small stick figures arranged like magnetized iron filings. A thin line separates the planet from the surrounding green space, which is also ornamented with delicate structures. Centering and rhythmization are the compositional principles in the artist's work. She herself describes her work as follows: "If I get scared by a frantic world, I compile shrill, luminous curtains, then engrave them on paper. I improvise children's games, plant imaginary trees, and draw ants. Blurry yellow circles become spheres, the spheres become planets."